Hi guys, Merry Christmas. This is day 25 of Vlogmas and I'm gonna head out to my parents' house in a little bit, but I thought I would do this video last as I am about to spend time with my family. One of the videos that was requested was what's it like having 7 siblings? So I'm just gonna kind of tell you guys a little bit about what that was like growing up, how our relationships are now, and then I think it might be cool if I can just find some footage and put it towards the end of the video. All right, so I have 7 siblings. My parents have 8 children. I have to phrase it that way because people are like always like, from the same parents? And I'm like, yes, like my okay, here's a story. So we would go to like Great America, or not Great America, what's up there? Six Flags. And I have 5 sisters, and the top 4, 3 of us really look alike. So our grandmother would be like, oh, they're triplets. And then we would all get, the discount price. Okay, if your parents ever did that, let me know in the comments below. So I have 3 older sisters. I'm number 4, and then I have 4 younger siblings. I honestly can't tell you all of their ages. I just know the years that they were born. But it ranges from about 39 to 21. So the oldest is 39 or 40, turning 40 this year, or in 2022, and the youngest just turned 21 this past November. So we have a wide range of ages, but everybody's an adult now. And then there are, oh my gosh, 7 plus 4, I think 11 nieces and nephews. So our Christmases and holidays are pretty full. Well, one sister and the husband moved to Texas, so there's less people now at all of the holiday events because they're not going to fly out here probably. So there's a lot of people. But growing up, we had a very modest upbringing, as I like to say. So we shared rooms, which means we naturally had to learn how to get along with one another. We definitely didn't always get along growing up. I think that's very common among siblings. It was just natural, like trying to find your place in a family, and what the oldest had their role, and the second oldest had their role, and the third and the fourth and the middle child has their role. So it was a lot of there was some tension for sure, and more people, you gravitate towards different siblings as the family grows, but the good news was that we did have each other to, walk to school with, and to help with homework, and, to sort of look up to and to ask questions. And so even though there was sort of that like sibling rivalry, which I don't necessarily think is normal, I think it's common. I just think that's just how American families have been sort of traditionally raised. There was that sibling rivalry there. I mean, look, let's just keep it 100. Like, we had some physical get downs, okay? But we also had a lot of fun because, when there wasn't always 7, obviously. Like, even when there was like 6 of us, we all like went to the YMCA together and played sports, and, would have someone to play with outside. So you always kind of had someone there to, like entertain yourself with almost, there was like this, you like always had someone there. So there was never this like loneliness or boredom. We just always had someone to talk to and to communicate with, even if it was arguing, okay? Even if it was arguing. The younger 3 siblings, before my youngest sister was born, the younger 3 had a band, and then we used to and then the older 4 would sing. We would like sing at weddings and church and stuff. So that was really interesting. But the younger 3 had like this rap group that was called NGD, which is their initials. So, I mean, we just did like silly stuff like that growing up. They had a band, they played guitar, they rapped. We like would record we would record like songs from the radio and then sing along. I mean, we just had a lot of fun together, and I don't mean to make it sound idyllic, because there were definitely things that, probably were not the best, but, having a larger family, and having a lot of siblings can be fun. And I think you know, whenever I tell people now, oh, I have 7 siblings, it's like, well, do you guys all get along? And that's so funny that that's the question, because I think like people are almost in shock that we don't have some like, you know, scandalous, like weird relationship. And I will say this, which is like sort of like the crux of this video, I guess, is that I think as you get older and as you have family, like emotional maturity is a must. And I don't know who said this, but this is true, that most times the people that you disrespect the most are usually in your family or your spouse. And one thing that we have tried to do, and that I think we do very well, is that there's a baseline level of respect and communication. So there will be no cursing each other out. There will be no like insulting, like that is so lowbrow and sarcastic backbiting. Like if you have a problem, have a respectful discussion about it. Like there's none of that with us. And a lot of that is because like there's just this mutual understanding that, number one, we don't want to be that kind of family, period. Like that's just not even cute. Like where you can't communicate ideas and thoughts and feelings and disagreements respectfully, that means that you're a juvenile. And there's this understanding here that if you're going to have a discourse that is huge fellowship, it's going to be respectful. So it's not to say that we don't have disagreements and we all just like, you know, go around patting each other on the back and saying, yes, good job. It's that if there is a disagreement, it is completely respectful. And this has helped me in my relationships too, where there's a baseline level of respect. I don't go below that. You can go, you know, low with me and be Miss Sassy Pants and I'm gonna curse you out, I'm gonna go hood. You can do that. I am not doing, I will just simply walk away. And that's because it keeps the relationship at a level where there's no, like, if we're going to end this friendship or relationship, it's not going to be because I was rude to you. It's going to be because it was a genuine disagreement that just couldn't be resolved. But it's not going to be out of disrespect. And even in this relationship that I'm in now, like he was asking, it was like the first date, and he was like, well, how do you get angry? Or we were like discussing that. And I said, you know, if I get to the point where I'm cursing you out, like it's over, because I don't respect you, and I'm never going to be in a relationship with someone I don't respect. And so with my 7 siblings, it's the same way. It's like we're allowed to disagree with each other. We don't always think each other is right, but there's always going to be a baseline level of respect. And you know what's funny is people kind of get annoyed. They like think that I'm like being fake or something. I'm like, no, because y'all are not emotionally mature. Emotional intelligence requires you to be emotionally mature. And that means that you are not run by your emotions. Like that is so whack. Like it is just so unnecessary to be running around disrespecting the people that you say you love. And we do this in relationships too. And I have to remind myself this too. I'm not saying that, you know, it's perfect, but it's like, I should not treat my friends and family better than I treat my spouse, or I should not treat my friends better than I treat my family. Now, I already hear people, well, if your family does this, okay, I get it. But I mean, just like there are people who walk around with genuine, like bitter discourse with their family. That's just something that we decided that we weren't going to do. And I think it keeps the relationships at the very least respectful. They don't have to be flourishing, because at the end of the day, with 8 children, some people are going to get along. So like I'm much closer with some sisters and not that close with some brothers, but there's a genuine like respect. I can at any time, I can text any of my siblings and ask them for something or tell them something and need to talk to them about something, and they will be available. Of course, not, you know, if they're busy, but you know what I mean? It's because we have those open lines of communication, and because there's a baseline level of respect, there's that open line of communication, and that's great. So the other thing that's really cool is so my siblings are all, gosh, there's one that was an accountant. There's one that's she's getting her nurse practitioner license. There's another one that's was a math/accounting person, really analytical. There's one that's an engineer. So we have like all of these pockets of intelligence. So whenever like I'm like, oh, I have a question about accounting or taxing, I call that sister. If I have a question about like medical, like we have group chats where it's like, oh, you know, if we need advice, we just text each other. And that really helps build relationships. A group chat where, you know, you're just putting in like little information, or like my sisters will send like pictures of my nieces and nephews and things like that, or whatever they're doing in school. And that really helps just maintain connection and build relationships. So I'm not here to like tell you what to do, but I like, people were asking like, oh, what's it like having siblings? It's fun. It's amazing. And yeah, I mean, it was hard growing up, but that's, I think, because we didn't necessarily have the tools to be emotionally mature and have conversations. But as we got older, now it's like super easy, super fun, super simple, because it's just relaxing. There's like no hidden animosity. It's like, it's cool. And at least that's how it is for now. So I love it. And, you know, I hope that like, I don't believe the lie that like you have to be bitter with people in your family and you have to, you know, like say something about it. Like you just kind of, there's just a baseline level of maturity that you withhold with everyone, and it just makes things a lot easier. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm gonna try and find some footage to post afterwards so you guys can kind of see how it's like. And I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and enjoyed this Vlogmas season. I'm gonna take a little break from YouTube after this because I'm just tired. Like, it's really hard. I wanted to challenge myself to do 25 days of Vlogmas just so I could like get in the habit of like uploading and kind of get on the schedule. And so I think I'll come back maybe either New Year's Eve or after the new year with some new content. But I've really enjoyed all of the new people here. It's been amazing. So anyway, y'all, I hope you enjoy this wonderful, precious Christmas holiday. I know I did, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye, guys. I'm very angry that I'm trying to take pictures.